What if I told you that you could play the pillars of a temple like a musical instrument? Namaskara, I'm Tushara. Here we are to investigate the science behind the musical pillars of Vithala temple in Hampi, Karnataka. Here, the pillars are called Sarigama pillars because they can be played like musical instruments. When you use rocks or pieces of rocks to create musical instrument, it's called lithophones. This is actually a Greek word where lithos means stone and phones means sound. The very first intentionally engineered portable lithophones in human history dates back to the Neolithic period. Neolithic artisans sourced dense, flaw-free phonolite or schnitz by tapping raw stones to listen for a clear resonant ring. They finished the bars by grinding them smoothly on sandstone to eliminate microfractures and clarify the musical tone. Later on, we find a lot of examples across the globe of this technology where stones were used to make portable musical instruments. But ancient Indians took it to the next level. They calculated the math behind keeping these pillars under the structural tension while maintaining their musical ring. Ancient Indian temples are not just places of worship, they are museums of advanced technologies. The Vithala temple of Hampi. This temple was built in 15th century under the rule of King Devaraya II of Vijayanagar Empire in Dravidian style of architecture. One of the structures known as Rangamandapa has about 56 musical pillars, 3.6 meter height. It consists of giant and minor pillars inside. The main pillars are meant for supporting the ceiling and made to resemble the musical instruments. The hall has no sidewall enclosures to avoid sound distortion by room's acoustics. Each major pillar is encircled by 7 minor pillars and emits 7 different musical tones. When pillars are tapped gently, musical tones are emanated. These musical pillars are compounds of solid granite stones and they are not hollow. It is suspected that portions of silica in the pillars may account for these musical sounds, or maybe the intrinsic density of the pillars were changed by adding alloys of various different metals with rocks using rock melting technology. The acoustic phenomena of the Sarigama pillar deeply fascinated British officers and engineers. Unable to comprehend how solid granite could generate distinct musical frequency, British investigators cut two of the musical shaft completely opening to check if the secretly hollow or embedded chime plates were installed in them. To their shock, they found nothing but solid dense stone, proving the acoustic properties were purely the result of mathematical carving. Recently, scientists carried out the first detailed scientific investigation to uncover the secret of these musical pillars. They studied 11 of the most famous musical pillars in the Vithala temple using advanced techniques so that they wouldn't have to damage the ancient structure. First, they looked deep into the stone and found out that the pillars are made of ordinary granite. Next, they sent ultrasonic sound waves through the pillars and performed impact echo tests. The results settled one of the biggest myths. The pillars are completely solid. They are not hidden metals, rods, or no hollow chambers or some kind of secret cavities that is inside which is creating the music. The researchers also noticed something fascinating. Healthy pillars transmitted sound much better than the damaged ones. This showed that even tiny changes inside the stone can actually affect the music. Then came the biggest breakthrough. Using the pillar's height, thickness, and speed at which sound travels through the granite, the scientists actually calculated notes that each pillar should produce. When they compared these calculations with the actual sound, they matched remarkably well. In simple terms, each pillar behaves like a perfectly tuned musical instrument. Its shape determines its note, and it produces sound through natural principles of vibration and resonance. But here's what still amazes scientists. Modern physics can explain how the pillars produce sound. What it still can't fully explain is how 16th century artisans carved ordinary granite with such extraordinary precision that each slender stone column vibrates at exactly right frequency. There are no written manuals describing the techniques these people used, and there are no surviving tools that reveal the process. Even the modern craftsmen have not been able to recreate these pillars with the same level of perfection. So at this point, it is safe to say that the greatest wonder is not that these stones can actually produce music, it is that 5 centuries later, we still are trying so very hard to figure out answers to a lot of questions.